Do you feel wired but tired? Are your flares and your brain fog worse some weeks and you can't figure out why? Have you been told it's just your thyroid or just your age? As a nurse who's lived with autoimmune disease for 25 years, I'm going to show you 5 signs your fatigue isn't really your thyroid at all. It's insulin. I'll show you the one lab your doctor probably isn't running and the first thing you can change tonight, because this is exactly where so many women get dismissed. If you're in my audience, you already know this feeling. You've done the clean eating, you've cut the sugar, you take your medications like clockwork, and you still wake up exhausted and foggy, still flaring for no reason that you can point to. You get told everything looks fine, and your body just does not feel fine. And that mismatch matters. I want you to sit with this for the next few minutes. A lot of the fatigue and the flares that we blame on the thyroid are actually being driven by insulin quietly in the background for years before it ever shows up on a scale. Your body isn't broken, it's burdened. And the insulin might be one of the biggest burdens nobody's checking. So let's get curious. Sign number one surprised me the most because it doesn't start where you'd think. The first sign is that your gut has been off for a long time and nobody connected it to your energy. Here's the part that most women miss. When the lining of your gut gets irritated and a little leaky, tiny pieces of bacteria can slip through into your bloodstream. Your immune system treats those pieces like an invader, so it switches on inflammation to deal with them. And that same low grade inflammation makes your cells stop listening to insulin the way that they should. So, a struggling gut can quietly push you towards insulin resistance, more inflammation, and more flares all at one time. It's a loop. This is something that I learned the hard way in my own health journey. For years, I chased my thyroid and my fatigue and never looked down at my gut. And it turned out my gut was part of the engine that was driving all of it. When I finally started cleaning things up in my gut, my energy and my flares both started to settle. One thing that helped me personally was the Silver Fern brand cleanup pathogen protocol. I used it myself when I was working on this exact layer, and it was one piece of getting my gut calmer. And I only talk about what I use personally and that have helped me personally. This isn't a magic fix by any means, and it isn't a one size fits all. And if you have autoimmune issues or you're on medication, please check with your own provider before you start anything new. If you'd like to check it out and take a look at that, the link is in the description below. Now, let's get to the sign most women feel every single afternoon. The second sign is that wall that you hit in the afternoon. You know the one at 2, 3 o'clock, and it's like someone pulled a plug in your body. This is what may actually be happening. Insulin's real job is to open the door and let sugar out of your blood and into your cells, where it gets turned into energy. When your cells stop responding to insulin well, that sugar has a hard time getting into your bloodstream. So your blood sugar can look normal on a lab while your cells are actually running on empty. You're tired. And it isn't because you didn't try hard enough. This is not you failing at rest. Your cells may literally be starving for fuel while the sugar sits locked outside the door. I lived years of this while being told my labs were fine and that I should just live with it. Not a lot of help. So, here's the first thing that you can do tonight, and it costs nothing. After your biggest meal, take a 10-minute walk. Your muscles can pull sugar out of your bloodstream without needing much insulin at all. So, a short walk after eating is like opening a side door for that fuel. 10 minutes. That's it. But even if you fix the afternoon, there's a pattern in your flares that I want you to see next. The third sign is that your flares aren't as random as they feel. Pay close attention to this one. A lot of women tell me their flares come out of nowhere, but when we actually look, there is a rhythm and a pattern to it. Big spikes of sugar and insulin after meals can pour fuel on the exact kind of inflammation that drives autoimmune flares. So the flare that showed up 2 days after a stretch of quick carby meals and short nights may not be random at all. Your body will whisper before it screams. A little puffiness, a shorter fuse than usual. I can see it on my own face on camera some weeks. Look closely, you can see it too. That puffy, low energy look, and it usually tracks right back to how I'd been eating and sleeping. So instead of hunting for one magic bullet, think in patterns. And here's a simple shift that helps a lot of women. Change the order that you eat your food. Vegetables and protein first, starch and anything sweet last. Same meal, gentler spike. It sounds almost too simple, but the order really can soften how hard insulin has to work. Two more helpers here that most women in my audience have not heard about. The first is a nutrient called myo-inositol. It's something that your body already uses to help your cells hear insulin's message. And a lot of women feel calmer energy and steadier cravings when they add it back in. The second is plain magnesium, which so many of us are low in, and it quietly helps your body handle sugar much better. Now, I say this as a nurse and as a patient. Anything that touches your blood sugar can be powerful. So, if you're on thyroid medication, a diabetic medication, or if you have other autoimmune issues, run these by your provider first. This is about supporting your body gently, not stacking a shelf full of pills. If putting these small shifts together feels like a lot to you, I may do something for that. It's my free autoimmune relief and energy workbook. And it walks you through the food order, the after dinner walk, and a few gentle daily habits without turning your whole life upside down. It's free, and the link is in the description below. And it's the same simple things that I actually use. Okay, the next sign is the one your doctor probably never checked. The fourth sign is the one that frustrates me the most as a nurse. Most doctors check your blood sugar or your A1C, and when those come back normal, you get told you're fine. But those numbers can stay normal for years while your insulin is quietly climbing higher and higher just to keep them that way. The lab that shows this the earliest is called fasting insulin, and it's rarely ever run. I know what it feels like to be told that everything looks normal when you do not feel normal. My own thyroid numbers sat on the high side of normal for years while I lost the hair on my eyebrows and my arms, gained weight that made no sense, and dragged myself through every single day. My labs were normal on paper, but not normal in my body. So take this as your permission to ask for more. You can ask your provider about checking a fasting insulin, not only glucose or A1C. It's one simple add on. And for a lot of women, it's the first thing that finally explains the fatigue. And there's one more sign hiding in plain sight right on your skin. The fifth sign is written on your body if you know where to look. Little skin tags on your neck or under your arms, darker velvety patches in the creases of your skin, on the back of your neck, or in your armpits. Hair that keeps thinning no matter what you try. These can be outside signals that insulin has been running high on the inside. When insulin stays elevated, it tells skin cells to grow and pile up faster than normal. And those darker velvety patches are one of the ways that shows up on the surface. So your skin is talking to you. Most women never hear this, so they treat the skin tag or the hair as its own separate problem. And it usually isn't. It's a clue. So get curious about it. When I was at my sickest, I had a whole list of these little signals, and not one person connected them for me. That's the whole reason that I do this. I don't want you waiting 10 or 20 years for someone to connect the dots the way that I had to. So here's how it all fits together: your gut, your afternoon crashes, your flares, your labs, and even your skin can all be pointing back at the same quiet driver. When insulin runs high in the background, it starves your cells, feeds your inflammation, and keeps your body stuck in a low simmer that no amount of thyroid medication alone will fully calm. And that's actually good news because it means you're not chasing five separate problems. You're supporting one system. And the small things, the after dinner walk, the food order, the calmer gut, the right lab, they stack on each other over time. So before you go, please tell me in the comments, which one of these five signs hit closest to home for you? The afternoon crash, the flares that feel random, or the labs that keep coming back normal? I read all of the comments and it helps me know what you need next. And even if one of these pieces has clicked into place for you, do me a favor and tap like, subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And please share this with another woman who's been told her labs are normal, but still knows something is off. She needs to hear this too. Your body isn't broken, it's burdened. And when you understand those burdens, you can finally begin supporting your body in the way it's needed all along. Please take care of yourself because you do deserve to feel better. And remember, we're all in this together. I'll see you in the next one.